For over 2 decades, the Beatles on the digital platform mainly consisted of the 1987 compact disc versions of the UK albums, plus Magical Mystery Tour, and 2 volumes of Past Masters released in 1988. Finally, on September 9th, 2009, highly anticipated digitally remastered versions of all these albums became available. In addition to promises of the albums sounding better than ever, the look of the albums was also upgraded. New non-plastic packages contained booklets packed with rarely seen photographs along with historical and recording notes. As an added bonus, each CD, with the exception of Past Masters, had a mini documentary about the album for playback on a computer. There was even an exclusive DVD featuring all of the mini documentaries included on the albums in the 2009 original studio recordings stereo box set. While iTunes has existed since 2001, for many years the Beatles' EMI recordings were nowhere to be found on this platform, or for that matter, on any official site offering downloadable content. The Beatles' Apple Corps, represented by EMI, was involved in a long-standing legal entanglement with tech giant Apple Incorporated over a trademark dispute. Once this was resolved, the door was open for a deal to be brokered between the two companies. At long last, in 2010, the Beatles made their debut on iTunes. Their entire core catalog of EMI recordings finally became available for download. Each representing faction of the Beatles had a positive position on this matter. Paul McCartney was quoted as stating, "We're really excited to bring the Beatles' music to iTunes. It's fantastic to see the songs we originally released on vinyl receive as much love in the digital world as they did the first time around." Ringo Starr had this to say, "I'm particularly glad to no longer be asked when the Beatles are coming to iTunes. At last, if you want it, you can get it now. The Beatles from Liverpool to now." Of course, he threw in a peace and love. "Oh, Ringo, we love you." Representing John Lennon, and it being 2010, Yoko Ono gave this statement, "In the joyful spirit of Give Peace a Chance, I think it is so appropriate that we are doing this on John's 70th birthday year." And finally, George Harrison's widow, Olivia Harrison, said, "The Beatles on iTunes? Bravo!" After having won the victory of this partnership allowing the Beatles' core catalog to be offered on iTunes, Apple Incorporated went on to issue several iTunes exclusives featuring the Beatles. One of these exclusives was the 2012 iTunes compilation, Tomorrow Never Knows. Another iTunes exclusive was the Beatles' Bootleg Recordings 1963, offered in 2013. 2 possibly lesser-known iTunes exclusives predated both of those releases. These titles are represented here by promotional CD versions from my personal collection. As a collector and aesthete of Beatles product, I always prefer the physical media, so in the case of these 2 items, promos were it. In 2011, all 3 volumes of the Beatles Anthology, originally released in 1995 and 1996, were made digitally available on the iTunes Store. Anthology Highlights was also released at this time as an iTunes-only compilation. While this compilation does not feature anything new, it did cull together a fantastic selection of tracks from across the Anthology series, including Free as a Bird and Real Love, the 2 tracks Paul, George, and Ringo completed for inclusion on Anthology using John Lennon demo tapes to create new Beatles music. Highlights provides an excellent sampling of the audiological treasures offered on the Anthology albums. A few of my favorite tracks include Leave My Kitten Alone, an alternate version of Across the Universe, and a stripped-down demo version of While My Guitar Gently Weeps, which George Martin later added a string arrangement to for inclusion in the Beatles' Love. This compilation serves as both a good introduction to those not yet initiated enough to dive into the full anthology, and a nice overview to those who want to revisit some great tracks from the Anthology series. A more interesting offering from iTunes was the 2011 digital version of the Love album, which featured 2 exclusive bonus tracks not included on the compact disc version of the album. As you can see here, the CD version contains 26 total tracks, while the iTunes version has 28, with those 2 bonus tracks added. And you thought the only math I knew was 1 and 1 and 1 is 3. While the Love remix of Girl doesn't contain many discernible mashup elements beyond an obvious bit of acoustic guitar from And I Love Her, the remix of The Fool on the Hill is a real treat. This track features a previously unreleased 30-second introduction to the song, and that makes this version a must-have. It's a very unique listening experience. As an aside, I'll mention that occasionally I do hear this Love remix version of Fool on the Hill on the Beatles SiriusXM radio channel. So listen up to it if you're a Sirius subscriber who enjoys Channel 18. In 2020, a decade after the Beatles first appeared on iTunes, the offerings on the iTunes store continue to expand. Fans also have the option to stream the Beatles music on platforms such as Amazon Music or Pandora. But pre-2010 was a different chapter in the history of the Beatles. This is a history that is ever evolving as new generations of fans discover this music via new technology. And that's perfectly fine with me. Leave your opinion in the comment section. Hey Beatles fans, if you're new to my channel, please subscribe. And if you enjoyed this video, beat that like button. Thanks so much for watching.